Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of City Skylines. As I recorded there, just looked up the top and remembered old Chirpy, who's probably been turned off. Yeah, I didn't really like this thing. It kept interrupting. Hopefully I haven't enabled it now. Can you go back? Excellent, that's it. Don't disturb us. I think there's a mod to remove this guy. Still haven't put in any mods yet. We'll probably start doing that soonish, but I'm just enjoying the vanilla game at the moment, so happy to continue onwards, and loads of you have been giving me advice about my roads. I do have plans for the layout that we got here, and as you can see, I've sort of put in some guide roads for where we're going to have more traffic going through our city. So this highway is going to extend around this area, and it's going to isolate the commercial one here, obviously not by cutting it off, but we'll have ways to get in and out of there. It's going to come around to a roundabout here, we're going to have another one that goes through that area. The idea being that as this area expands, rather than go straight in this way, it can go all the way down and traffic can come in here. And then this road's going to go off and connect somewhere over here in the future. This one's going to go down, and my plan is to have like a ring road that's a bunch of trams going around the whole city. So it will go around the edge of the island, it will go up along the side here, down the coast, and across this area, and who knows where. And that will probably connect with it somewhere over there as well. And that's the kind of plan that I have. Now, let's go look at the roads right here. I had an idea for how we were going to do this. Now, a lot of you are telling me that all of these little turn-offs that we have are basically bad news, right? So what I think we should do is reduce the amount of them. But the way that we're going to do that is by marking off some roads as close as we can. Now, that actually might just work. And then bulldozing that little connection. Right, now we get to keep this building. I don't know about that one there. And basically this will, the traffic will have to go further up and then come back around into this bit. Now what I do want to do is make these blocks smaller. I want them to all be just about that sort of size. And then around the outskirts here we might fill it in with a few other bits and bobs. But I want to keep this area relatively small because of the traffic that it's causing. I want to manage it a little bit better. So that goes away. That leaves more space for the highway that comes through here. And then we're just going to do the same thing. Now this block is going to be made a little bit smaller, and let's get power from there to there just for now, because this line here is going to get destroyed. Bam, and yes, all of this right here is going to go, unfortunately. Let's get rid of the power view as well. And that was just me making the roads a little bigger at one point, and now I've changed my mind. Sorry, shop owners, I have decided to do something different. Right, we've got the upgrade mode on, so in order to drag a road down there, we first of all need to extend it so that it will go to the correct side. Now it wants to snap to there. Interesting. Is that because it converts from one ride type to another? That'll probably be the reason why. We also need to change that anyway. Okay, and now let's switch. Oh, we just made it to small city. This is something I was going to mention. We're now at 9,000. That means we can build a train station. So train station hype for this episode. If I don't forget, we will be putting that in later on. But these roads might take me a while, might take up a fair bit of my attention, because they're a big project for us now to manage the traffic in this zone over here. And if it works, if it turns out to be a good idea, then we could end up doing that down here as well to alleviate some traffic. So, just to continue with what we're doing here, because of that, we're going to have trouble with it. And that should probably be relocated if it's not next to a junction. So let's get out of this tool, move it over here, and then try and fix this road here. Bam, there we go. So now we can destroy that bit, and that's really great. So what I think we'll do is space out the junctions as much as possible. So this one right here is going to go, and then maybe that one there. I'm not actually sure how we're going to do this. I'm going to have to take a look at it and figure it out. But basically I want to space them out a little bit further than it is at the moment. So it hasn't made the biggest of differences. You can still see we've got traffic coming into here, and I think there's a mod that allows you to change lanes, which would be nice, because they love to just use one lane, which is exactly what these roads are not for. It's really irritating that it does that. Anyway, we've got two connections close together here. If I'd have planned this out a little bit better, we could have actually made this quite nice, but you can see the rest of them are sort of spaced out a fair bit further apart, which is good. Traffic moves through the city better, and I am thinking maybe if this were a one-way road it would help as well. So you'd have one-way traffic going up here and then connections to our ring road, and then that means when traffic comes through, it then distributes itself back around these roads to get to wherever it's going, which might help with traffic. It's all complicated stuff. Anyway, that worked out really well. Let's have a look at our traffic reports. Cars, that's the one. So this bit, you know, still backed up a little bit, nowhere near as bad. And I'm not surprised to see a lot of traffic coming through there. Probably just need to tweak this road and make it have a couple more lanes. Then as for this area over here, not much at all. And that might be because we downsized this, or just where we've alleviated traffic. Elsewhere it's now good. Surprised to see though a bit more traffic in this part. But then again, I guess that's kind of maybe a key road at the moment to getting over to this area, so that might change in the future as well. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, when you do this little trick here, as long as you line it up with the first section of road, which would be that one there, the first line of grid, it allows you to keep the entire grid facing onto the road, so we haven't lost any shops in doing that at all. Okay, how does that look? When I resume the game, the traffic's going to get all messed up. It did that a moment ago, it all got backed up here, and it started to ease off again once they started using this road. But I've just rebuilt it to go over where our highway is going to go, and we've got a little cycle track one going right alongside it there, which I think looks really great. I mean, that lines up ever so well, doesn't it? Although the slope on this side is a little bit off, actually. Maybe I can correct that later on. Anyway, it leaves us with a full block down the side here for more commercial, which we have demand for, and we have a ton for industry or offices. I'm going to guess it's offices though, and what we'll do to have a sound barrier again between the highway and the residential is put some offices here. Then there'll be hopefully short distances between the two of them, so this here is going to be a little bit tighter. I might actually readjust these roads a touch. They'll then connect up with this bit, and in between the green and the highway we'll squeeze in lots of offices. Now where those roads are going to come from at the moment, I'm not sure. It probably involve, as always, removing a few houses so we can connect some roads together. Oh wow, I love seeing all the lights turn on. And yes, this part of the road has been connected. We've got our row of offices. I haven't put in the ones on the other side yet. Don't know why, we might as well do that. In fact, I want to do this with the selection tool just so we have that much. Probably going to put a few parks and trees and stuff behind it to make it look all good. And there we go, we've got some offices now nearby for people to work in. And the demand is still absolutely massive. If I remember correctly, the offices don't actually have a lot of work for people compared to the amount that the factories offer. For example, how many workers? 16 out of 16. 16 out of 16 again there. And then offices are 8, 6. So 6 again, half or less basically. Anyway, another idea that I've had is to make the middle area here a little bit higher, put some higher density stuff in, which we haven't done yet. So I want to experiment with this and just go 4 on one side, all the way down, the main strip, down to here, and 2, 3, 4, like that. Oh yeah, you've got to unzone it first. Okay, so where were we? There? Yeah. That seems to be about it, and then rezone it as high. See, I was wondering if they would sort of upgrade from normal to high density, but no, they're going to disappear and then high density shops are going to come back. But then I think that's just going to make that area look a lot more spectacular as you sort of look down and there's all the higher buildings in the middle there. So we're having some population shrinkage and our city looks really cool. It's coming along now. I want to expand a bit more rapidly than I have done, so I decided to do a big cut where I installed these roads going all the way around to here. We've got the roundabout over there, connection down to here, and the way that I've changed the roads has had a significant impact on traffic. Now over here it looks pretty good, right? But sometimes it can get backed up because all of the cars love to back up on the lanes on either side, and that can occasionally come around to the back here. But this is now a one-way system through here. Go all the way up to the end, then you can go left or right. Everyone goes right because left really doesn't go anywhere except the long way around, and they all come back down here now. So I'm trying to employ the same system over on this side. And it's interesting now I've turned around here and see that there's nothing in this lane because I added it to try and help with the traffic here. We've got 6 lanes of traffic and they all go into one lane. As well as that, the lights they don't make sense. Sometimes they let 1 or 2 cars go through and then they stop and there's nothing trying to come the other way. And it makes you go crazy. And I think there's a mod to make the traffic better. I've got to look into this already. But still no mods. Anyway, my hoping was with the one way in that they would find a way out over here. But that's just the way out to the commercial area. So that's good for distributing to commercial. To get out of the city though, this doesn't go anywhere down here, does it? If it connected over here somewhere, that would probably be pretty good. So in order for them to get out of the city, they have to go back across this road. And you can see they're all getting backed up around here. And it sort of looks like they're going across this way as well, which is interesting. Not what I expected. So we need to sort the roads out there. Now, I'm assuming that they're trying to get out of the city. What would actually be a really quick and easy solution is to simply just let's add a little bit of a curvy road that comes off of the side there. And then it curves again and goes up into that right there. That looks okay. You need to put details around these things, not just a road on a flat field. It never looks too good, does it? So maybe that'll help a little bit. Maybe we need one to curl around and come into the inside here. Who knows? But in general, the traffic is a fair bit better now. I'm going to keep my eye on this, and hopefully it'll be good. The population has also shrunk. And now I'm wondering, what's the next step? And I've got an idea. I want to sort of elevate our commercial area that we've got going on right here. I love this strip down the middle. I think that looks really good. And what I want to do is perhaps put in some unique buildings. Let's have a look. I had a look at this quite some time ago. There was one for shopping. I think that one right there. Statue of Wealth. Maybe there's something a little bit more. Oh, there you go. That's very specific. That's the statue of shopping. I mean, it doesn't get more specific than that. And why do I get like... Oh, I see. It's because I was trying to place it on the road. Okay, so we could put that at the entrance. I mean, that would be a pretty good place to put it, right? And then that would have a positive effect on that area. Not the biggest of positive effects, but at least something. We'll put a few more gardens in there as well. How much did that cost us? 16 a week and 10,000. That's nothing, is it? So that's a really good thing to have right there at the entrance. Maybe I'll put something on the opposite side as well. Maybe some like footpath bridges just going around here. And we'll try and pretty it up. But yes, more parks around this area. And then I'm hoping that we'll be able to get these buildings to upgrade to the next level and become a lot bigger and more glamorous looking. But that's mostly all of that area now. I might fill in some areas up here with like an extra road that creeps around the back. And then I was thinking, what if we made this area for offices? Because at the moment we're shrinking in population. Our demand is basically for offices. I mean, this is okay over here. There's a couple of buildings there that need demolishing. and yeah, so the residential area we have at the top here could perhaps expand around a little bit into this space. And then we could bridge over and everyone could go and work in here. That's my idea. And I have no idea how that's going to work. But I like that it would be isolated. It would be an isolated own thing. It won't connect to these roads, and it means that people, will directly commute between the two places across some bridges we install. And I reckon it could work out. So let's get like lots of roads put in place and have a look at doing that. So here we go. We're set up for a massive expansion, and we've got some curvy roads. Haven't done that yet. I always do my gridded stuff, and we have just been shrinking. That's one of the things with this game. Sometimes you just get into a bit of a slum and steadily shrink. And I think it's because we haven't been able to supply those office jobs for our higher educated workers. And I was about to comment on how good the traffic was doing. Apparently it's now doing terrible. That might be actually because there's a fire truck here holding things up. It looks like it hasn't even arrived yet. It's stuck in traffic too. Anyway, a moment ago I'd solved this here, and it involved putting in an extra little road that goes down here and through into the commercial area, because I kind of sussed out that they were going through this area not to get out of the city, to go around this way, but also to then go all the way up over here and down this road, because this one means that you've got to go through the middle up there and then down onto that side, and so they see that one as quicker. And it did make a bit of a difference. Apparently, where I've been putting in all these roads, it's now not made the difference I wanted it to. So over on here I tried a whole bunch of different things, and without any custom assets yet, I wanted to put like a wall between the two areas. So we got this like walkway to nowhere, and I bet you at some point I'm going to look over here and see someone on it and think, how on earth have you got up there? But no, that hasn't actually happened yet. So that's just to divide off like the two roads, because they're not going to connect, and over here is where our offices will go. So this is the opposite bit, bridges over the top. We have this road going down the outside, and you see there's a few little odd bits like this that need sorting out. But in general, just 3 curvy roads, a few connecting bits, and they both connect to these roads here. Then we have another road down the side here, which isn't going to be zoned too much. In fact, we can start zoning while we talk about it. I'm going to put a few blocks of residential on there, and also, what density do we want to make this? To me, that layout says low density, but I would have done high if I'd have thought about it earlier. Anyway, let's do a whole strip going all the way around. all the way down this one side. You can see I put like paths down here just to stop it messing with the other plots, was the word I was going to say. Them plots. They're not really plots, are they? So we'll have this coming all the way down the outside, and also doing it like this means we can think about putting parks and services in the middle. This little bit right here is very close to the motorway, so I was thinking light commercial area just around here. Maybe some offices chucked in there as well, just as a barrier between that and the commercial area. So we'll have some offices here as well. Commercial area? I realise it as I say it. Residential area, that's what all this is going to be. Although probably services and parks along there, just so the noise from that is a little bit separated. I keep tapping spacebar, what's up with me, eh? And I was about to put offices there. I think we need some sort of monument, and I can think of one as well actually that would go there. Now, do I want to cut off a little bit of this block so that we can have a full proper block there? If I... Well, why are you up in... Was it up in the air? No. If we just do that... Now, we can't actually make a full block. I'm not going to zone all of this right now. I'll do a lot of it off camera just so I can get fussy. Because otherwise I'm going to look at that for ages and figure out the best way to do it. So these ones right here, that'll definitely get zoned. And all of that will as well. And that outside strip there. Yeah, a few of these other ones I want to make adjustments with paths so we get correctly sized blocks. So I did say about a monument. By the way, did I mention it? We've now got... 2 monuments at the front of this area. They look really cool together. And one of the level 1 monuments had something to do with offices. I've actually got a feeling it was one of these ones now. Oh yeah, and the mall. The mall would fit into that area there so well. Transport tower. That's a nice little tower to put somewhere. I could have swore there was one for offices. Colossal Order offices. That's not actually the one. But we could not even put it there. And it kind of looks big and ugly. It needs to be surrounded by other bigger buildings. So whatever the one I saw was, I don't know. But people are starting to move in. And I imagine after that we're going to see all sorts of problems. I'll look through and I'll find something to put in here. Let's let this area develop a little bit. As it does, I will of course put in police stations, fire stations, schools, things like that. And we're going to expand this entire bit. Get it all filled up with buildings. Okay, the zoning is going well. Decided to put some high density stuff down there, and I think that actually works out extremely well because of all of this around here as well. In fact, we could probably make that a block as well. And people are moving in. We're jumping up to 9,000, which reminds me that I think at 10,000, is it? We have like another unlock level, so we'll possibly meet that in a moment. Just going to zone out these areas. Now, I never like zoning these ones because they're always going to have smaller houses on them, but nothing much you can do, is it really? I guess we have to go with that. And ones like that as well, but might as well zone them. I think we probably need a couple of parks, and some of these parks are just so big and there's not so much variety. It'd be nice to change it up a little bit. Maybe I should take that initiative myself and chuck a few of these in. There we go, that's like nice and small. How much does that cost to run? 16 a week, that sounds really good. So based on where the other parks are, I think this area down here looks a little bit neglected of leisurely activity. Let's put one over there. And a fire pit. Oh wow, that's massive. Maybe a fire pit on the outskirts over here. Maybe on the odd road, which will probably get redone at some point. We will put you right there. And we will continue zoning as well. Yeah, look, as soon as I put them down, people move in. And we got loads of empty spots here as well. So I put in a few services in the area. A really good one was the police station right here. Initially I put it down the end. And if you sort of put a police station at the back of a set of roads, it's only ever going to be able to go outwards, right? So if you put it in the middle, it's going to go out in different directions. And so this road right here lends itself to all of this area and that area as well, and it can get around into this one quickly. Let's get rid of the whole zoning thing and have a look at this city now. With what's going on over here? Disconnected. How did you get disconnected? Doesn't matter because the city's just fine. And this actually looks really cool. That is waiting for something right there. And I had a look through, and I don't know what it was that I saw before. Probably going to see it now that I have a look again. Statue of Wealth, Industry, whatever. We're not going to do that again. And yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. But I'm starting to see now that the city needs a lot of details. We're going to need the mods soon. But there is one thing I said I would do this episode that we haven't done yet. And that is do the train station. Or maybe that's on the next unlock. Let's have a look. Nope, trains is that one there, right? Train station. I wanted to put it just over here. Let's do that right now. Let's pause the game, destroy a little bit of track, and see if we can plop that down. Wait, it was the first one, wasn't it? Space already occupied. Building must be placed roadside. Aha! So now I've got to get a road down here. Well, this is probably going to be a little bit tricky, but I'll be able to do it. So I put that in, but I'm not too sure how we're going to handle the traffic from it yet. I mean, I've just sort of been watching the cars arrive and go down into this area. Seems to have made this road a fair bit more busier. So at some point this will need to become a bigger roundabout, but as of right now, just sort of not too sure what the next step I want to do is actually. And we have a huge demand for offices, and I just made a big space for them, as well as of course making loads more residential. So but it's sort of been looking around at little places to expand on, and what I thought we could do is buy these 2 tiles literally just to build on that little corner there. Bam. So we now own all of that, and that's actually the maximum. Didn't realise that, but we're going to expand into this space next, so no worry at all. And just over here, I reckon we'll continue with this triangle that's about to happen. Let's see where that actually goes. This will go off. Oh, it's not going to get very far at all, actually, is it? There you go. Lucky to get 2 sections there. Is that not the cycle track road? It is not, is it? That one is. And it's green there. The cycle track's also a little bit green, but when you place it down, it's white, and that's because it's all snowed over. I've got to say that the snow theme is starting to tire a little bit. I want to see what the city looks like when it's not snowing. And yeah, so this isn't going to meet, like, we're not going to do something like that. That looks a little bit silly, right? So, are there any cars driving down here? I was thinking, here we go, here we go. Oh, he's going to, oh, no, 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 don't go down there, bam. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, okay, you're flying in the air. Amazing. Flying cars. I thought I was going to drop him into the river then. So we will just like use this area here. Now actually I don't want to go that close, because what we want to do down here is have our little road round the side. I think I discussed that, I'm sure I did, having like a tram line that goes all the way around the outside of the city. Maybe we could start building a little bit of that. I want it on the coastline, but I don't want it to be too close. Let's have a look. We would do this sort of road, 4-lane with tram tracks, or is there a 6-lane with tram? There isn't, so we'll just go with that one. So this would be raised off of the ground, and I mean, what would happen if we were to raise it even higher? Would that really look any good? That might actually look pretty cool, although I reckon it would. Oh wow, okay, it makes it a bridge like that when you go bigger. Now that just doesn't look right, does it? No one's going to like that on the edge of the city, plus it is a little bit too high. Let's get rid of all of that. You might think I'm wasting my money, but we've got loads of it in the bank, so don't worry about that. We will go 1 down. This will also go across this right here, nice and easy. So let's start over here. No, maybe it won't. Is that already off the ground? It has just come off the ground a little bit, so we'll take it back a nudge, see how close we can get it over here. Okay, that looks pretty good. And what we want to do is put it on the curved road one, so we can sort of create a good old curve as we go around. Now that looks real nice, I think, but it's also very, very big. I think it might be better to go with something a little bit smaller. Let's just look at how that looks for now. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure if I'm a fan of that. You can leave some feedback if you want to down below, and maybe we'll knock that one on the head or leave it alone for a moment. What we can also do is just make it a single line as well. So we just carefully click upgrade on all of this. I mean, that's like less than half now, and that doesn't look as intrusive, but it doesn't quite look as impressive either. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with the tram there. But what we are going to do is fill this space with some offices, and we will also upgrade the roads here a little bit, just so we've got those sound barriers. So we're going to come right the way down to the edge with these offices, with some regular roads. And you will not be quite a block's length. So it's just doing those roads, then I come back and all of this has no electricity and some of it has been abandoned. Why? Why did that happen? Because we have plenty of electricity. It doesn't make much sense to me. What did I change? The grid is there. Like, why do you... Oh, wait a minute. I think I might know. Aha! Aha! Because this is disconnected, it might mean... where are the power lines? It might mean that the power from over here, this isolated area, that power isn't making its way into this grid. Yes, that appears to be what had happened, and we destroyed our lovely little district over here. We're now going to have to destroy all of these buildings. What a simple mistake. They must have been like that for a long time, but why didn't I notice it or see it when we were working on the station? Because we spotted that little problem up there a while ago, didn't we? And so now we got some extra offices down the bottom here. We could possibly make that road a little bit longer and squeeze in some more, but I think that'll do for now. The demand is down, which is good to see, and I'm not sure how I feel about this road around the outside. I think it will look good in a couple of places, but once it stretches up the entire line, or coastline even, it probably won't. So maybe it drops down onto the ground here and sort of coasts along there and then picks itself up again when it comes close to the edge. I don't know. We'll have to play around with that in the next one. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Big progress in this one. I feel like we did some big work on these areas over here, and it's coming along well. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. As always, thank you for the support on these videos. I hope you are enjoying them, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.